This is CBSLA at 4.
I turned to my sister and I grabbed her, and then I just prayed to God that everything was going to be okay.
Now at 4:20, injured when a bus returning from a church retreat overturns on a local mountain highway. Plus, travel turmoil, flights canceled, planes delayed. Why, even if a deal is reached to end the government shutdown, the pain could be prolonged.
And we are bracing for rain, and a lot of it. We're declaring a next weather alert for Thursday and Friday of this week. We'll break it all down for you as this low starts to get a little closer in just a few.
All right, Evelyn, now at 4, a bus heading home from a church retreat overturns on a dark and winding mountain road in San Bernardino County. Nearly 24 passengers were hurt in the crash last night. CBSLA reporter Michelle Geely live in Santa Ana. And Michelle, you spoke with 2 sisters who were on that bus when it flipped. How scary.
That's right, Juan. The Rivera sisters told me they began praying as the bus was rolling. Seconds earlier, they said they heard the bus driver yelling he'd lost his brakes. Then came lots of screaming and crying.
I just hear the guy say, we lost the brakes. And then I turned to my sister and I grabbed her, and then I just prayed to God that everything was going to be okay.
2 Orange County sisters sitting side by side on the bus described the moment it flipped Sunday night on a windy mountain road in Running Springs.
I was sleeping too when it happened, and I just woke up to the guy saying, I lost my brakes. And I just remember closing my eyes too, and I just prayed to God, and I told God, whatever happens is your will.
Ariana and Brittany Rivera had spent the weekend at a retreat with other members of Santa Ana's Our Lady of Guadalupe Catholic Church. There were 36 young women on board the bus when it crashed.
I thought we had gone off the cliff. That was my first thing. I was like, we've gone off the cliff. We're rolling down. Like, this is it. We went through the emergency, through the top, and it was chaos. There was a lot of chaos. We were trying to get the girls out because they were scared. I was trying to stay calm, but then it got to me because it's very scary.
Brittany Rivera remembers pushing herself out onto the road as others evacuated. A carload of men from the church driving behind the bus rushed to help.
They were like, okay, this one's injured, this one's not injured. How are you feeling? They made sure we were all checked up. They put the light on us to make sure we didn't have no injuries.
Nearly 24 injured passengers were treated by emergency workers near the overturned bus. 3 had to be hospitalized. The Rivera sisters know how lucky they are and blame no one.
Accidents happen, you know. I mean, anyone can have an accident. I don't blame the driver. So for people to know that life could end in 1 second, and that made me realize that it's everything that God made a miracle.
Now, the name on the side of the bus says Fox Express LLC. However, we haven't been able to reach anyone with the company. The CHP is investigating the cause of the crash. Live in Santa Ana, I'm Michelle Geely. Back to you.
Michelle, thank you. An LA County Superior Court judge refuses to dismiss murder charges against a driver that killed 4 Pepperdine students in a crash 2 years ago. 24-year-old Fraser Boehm is charged with murder and vehicular manslaughter in the deaths of 4 seniors on PCH in 2023. He pleaded not guilty in August. The next hearing is set for January. A police chase that lasted for hours, crossing 4 counties, in 2 countries. Assignment editor Mike Rogers at the desk. And Mike, after all that, the driver got away.
And I can tell you that officials in Tijuana now are meeting to discuss what happened and see if they can figure out how to locate her. Juan, I can tell you it has been many years since we have had a pursuit start in Los Angeles County and end up in Mexico. Let's show you the video. SkyCal overhead for the majority of this very long pursuit. Now, this was originally reported as a stolen minivan. We do know that family members were on the phone with 911 at the time. It's unclear exactly what was going on, but CHP made the long haul chase from the San Fernando Valley, trying multiple spike strip attempts. attempts. You can see the one right here where he blocks traffic on the northbound side of the 405 and tries to throw it to the southbound side. The driver, we believe, saw it, got out of the way, and the officer ultimately was unable to throw it. There's another spike strip attempt right here. Same situation, though. That officer doesn't get set up in time and doesn't actually throw the strip, but tried to make an attempt to do so. Here we are at Camp Pendleton now. SkyCal making the long flight down through into San Diego County after going through Los Angeles and Orange County. She hits some traffic here in Oceanside and tries to go around some of these big rigs, ultimately missing yet another spike strip that a CHP officer was able to try to throw out here. Now, the California Highway Patrol says that they tried to notify U.S. Customs and Border Protection that the car was headed towards the U.S.-Mexico border, but it is unclear what action they were able to take. We do have a call out to Customs and Border Protection to see if they tried to make any attempt to stop the vehicle or stop lanes. But when the chopper from our sister station, KFMB, got down here to the border, things were still free-flowing, and we now know that that suspect and that car made it through to the Mexico side of the border. Now, it's unclear right now if she is in custody. At last we heard she was not and was still free, kind of moving around there through Mexico. Certainly, they'll have her identity. If she tries to cross back into the United States, she'll most certainly be arrested by United States officials. And again, we do have calls out to U.S. Customs and Border Protection to figure out what measures they may or may not have taken to try to stop this person. We also have calls out, and we're waiting to hear back from officials in Tijuana to see if they've located her yet. One.
We always wonder if things like this could happen, Mike, and apparently
here they are.
It did today.
Yep.
Okay, Mike, thank you. Senators are working to finalize a spending bill that could end the government shutdown. 7 Democrats and 1 independent voted with Republicans Sunday night in a breakthrough deal to end the stalemate. The agreement funds the government to January, reverses shutdown-related layoffs, and guarantees back pay to all federal workers. It also includes 3 longer appropriation bills with funding for SNAP benefits.
I cannot support the Republican bill that's on the floor because it fails to do anything of substance to fix America's health care crisis.
After 41 days, I'm grateful to be able to say that we are close to getting the government reopened.
Notably, the deal does not include an extension of the Affordable Care Tax credits. That's a key demand from Democrats during the shutdown, only the promise of a vote in December. If the measure passes the Senate, it will need to be approved in the House. Anxiety at LAX today with flight delays and cancellations. Travelers are left in limbo and airports continue to be understaffed as flight traffic controllers either go without pay or skip work entirely during the government shutdown. CBSLA's Jeff Nguyen is at LAX. And Jeff, how are things looking at the airport today?
So, Juan, as flight disruptions piled up around the country, LAX saw well over 200 flights delayed today, leaving some travelers stranded, at least until tomorrow.
We were delayed, and then we were not able to make our connector here.
Mary and Kevin Herb are stranded at LAX after delays in Santa Barbara created a domino effect, causing them to miss their flight to the East Coast.
Travel should have been about 12 hours. Now we're about 24 hours.
According to the online tracker FlightAware, more than 2,600 flights were canceled across the country Monday, the 4th day of disruptions imposed by federal transportation officials. There has been a shortage of air traffic controllers during the longest government shutdown in U.S. history. Veronica Virea will be stranded at LAX for about 24 hours. The experience is causing her to rethink her future travel plans. Are you planning to travel during the holidays?
Well, I had a book travel to see my family in Puerto Rico. I'm not sure if that's going to happen in December. So, yeah, so I'm a little stressed about that.
Nancy Arias' flight home to Los Angeles from Chicago was on time, but her luggage was delayed. She says the ongoing flight reductions are impacting her work.
My colleagues had to reschedule their flights multiple times. We have some finals pitches that we have not been able to do in person. I know that they're struggling to reschedule them.
Mary and Kevin Herb are spending the evening at a hotel with no guarantees beyond that.
And then come back here first thing in the morning and again, pray that we don't get delayed again tomorrow.
At LAX, FlightAware says there were 71 flights canceled today, 94 yesterday, and 54 on Saturday. San Diego and Ontario are the other 2 Southern California airports that are on the list of 40 nationwide seeing cuts in flights. We're live at LAX. Jeff Nguyen, CBSLA.
All right, Jeff, thank you. A whole lot of sunshine to start the week, but don't get used to this. Some changes are coming our way. Meteorologist Evelyn Taft tracking a potential storm brewing and has a next weather alert for all of us. Ev?
Absolutely. I mean, Juan, at this point is looking pretty certain, of course. We can't ever be 100%, but we are looking at very much with a lot of certainty a chance of rain Thursday into Friday. And with that, we are issuing a next weather alert. It is official now for all of Southern California. So this will be a widespread rain event. This includes all counties: Ventura County, Riverside County, San Bernardino County, LA County, and Orange County as well. And this will continue to really be the case as we head to the next few days. High clouds streaming in ahead of the main event. Then after that, we're expecting to see rain. And after the rain, very cold temperatures. So let's break down this next weather alert right here. Again, Thursday into Friday, we are expecting widespread rain. Travel delays, as we were just talking about with Jeff, and impacts. We've got a chance of localized flooding and mudslides continue to be a concern in debris flows in burn areas. And we've got a much cooler forecast by the time we head into Friday. So we're going to break down your entire forecast, all of the rain, the timing of it all, how much, when, and where to expect it in your neighborhood. That's all coming up in just a little bit. But right now, I'll send it right back to you in the studio.
All right, all important information. Evelyn, thank you. Coming up next here at 4, riding rough waves. 2 local sailboarders learn firsthand the wrath of the sea, the dramatic rescue off our coast. Plus this.
Pasadena Unified has struggled financially for years, but is now up against a wall, forced to make drastic budget cuts. Just ahead, we sit down with the school district superintendent.
And why the FDA changed a decades-old decision to remove cancer warnings from menopause hormone therapy. In Oceanside, 2 people had to be rescued when their sailboat encountered large waves. This happened over the weekend in Harbor Beach. Investigators say the sailboat got caught in the surf line as it tried to enter the Oceanside harbor. First responders sent 2 rescue swimmers who got to the boat and helped the pair on board get to the shore safely. Both were not hurt and are doing okay. Pasadena Unified is bracing for massive and painful budget cuts. Some of the proposed reductions will be discussed at a town hall tonight. Superintendent Elizabeth Blanco sat down with CBSLA's Cara Finstrom, saying the district wants to be transparent about the tough road ahead.
Pasadena Unified has been put on notice. They have got to cut $30 to $35 million from their budget. Families worried about how they'll do that have been invited to a town hall here tonight.
What they're saying to us is, you need to budget for what you're actually bringing in because you have spent the savings account.
PUSD Superintendent Elizabeth Blanco is talking about a fiscal crisis which she says has been years in the making. And she says this round of expected cuts is just the start of a planned 3-year, $83 million adjustment.
And showing the urgency of why we're here.
Last month, Octavio Costello with the LA County Office of Education warned if the district didn't balance its books, the county would step in.
I just want to take this opportunity to discuss the situations that we're seeing here and implore the district to take immediate action to prevent the fiscal insolvency of Pasadena.
The County Office of Education can do anything from offering guidance to season control, a step most analysts think won't happen. Blanco says the district, which serves about 14,000 San Gabriel Valley students, continues to face numerous challenges, including declining enrollment, rising costs for employee benefits and utilities that government funding isn't fully adjusting for, and the end of that one-time COVID money.
It's a difficult situation.
To find a path forward with as little impact as possible on classrooms, PUSD has been studying 8 areas for potential changes or cuts, including the central office, special education, and transportation. They also reconvened a group of parents, students, educators, and community members known as the Superintendent's Budget Advisory Committee to make recommendations. Their rank suggestions came in over the weekend in advance of this town hall. We've created a link on our website, CBSLA.com, but families and staff shouldn't expect specifics yet.
And this doesn't make clear which teachers or which schools would be impacted.
No, it does not.
Also still on the table, consolidating schools. The superintendent confirms the board has had an initial conversation. You may remember the district was set to eliminate more than 150 staff positions early this year. But the Eden fire burned school properties and the homes of staff, and there was an outpouring of community concern. The teachers union also charged money mismanagement. The district ultimately rescinded many layoff notices, but leaders say more positions will likely be cut now.
We're going to do everything we can to make sure that somebody that doesn't have a job when everything plays out gets support.
Tonight's town hall comes before two critical board meetings on November 13th and 20th, when tough decisions are expected to be made. Cara Finstrom, CBSLA.
United Teachers of Pasadena offered this statement. UTP believes that PUSD does not have a spending problem, but rather a priority problem. Too much money on lawyers, consultants, and central office admin. There's promising news for Americans living with heart disease or at risk for a severe cardiovascular event. Drug maker Merck says it's developed a new daily cholesterol pill that can dramatically lower bad cholesterol. According to the company's study, thousands of patients saw positive results after taking a daily dose. The data has not been published in a medical journal, so CBS Medical contributor Dr. Celine Gounder says it's important to be a little cautious about these results.
Until we see that data, you have to be a little skeptical. And then there are other things in terms of the study. They only looked at the LDL numbers. They didn't actually look at, did it prevent heart attack and stroke? And ultimately, that's what matters here.
Merck is expected to submit the drug for FDA approval next year, and that means it could be available in 2027. Still no word on what the price for the drug may be. Well, it's been a beautiful day across SoCal here for a Monday, of course, but brace yourself for a potential storm coming our way. Meteorologist Evelyn Taft is back now with more on the next weather alert headed to our
That's right, Juan. Big changes heading our way here in Southern California. A lot of rain and widespread rain. In fact, because of this, we're already issuing a next weather alert across Southern California. You wouldn't expect it, though, considering how nice it is out there today, how dry, how warm. We are getting a look at downtown where it is nice and clear, and it's continuing to stay mild, at least for now. We are expecting some high clouds to roll in over the next couple of days. It was warm today, and it continues to stay warm as we move into tomorrow. But let's take a look at all of the numbers just so you can sort of plan ahead. And you will see by tomorrow we're still expecting 70s at the coast. As we head a little further inland, you'll see 82 in downtown, 74 Santa Monica, 83 Woodland Hills, then continuing to see very warm temperatures as we start to make our way into Glendora, 83 degrees, and moving over to Ontario, 85. Finally, stopping in with San Bernardino, you're seeing temperatures mostly in the 80s tomorrow through the IE. So it will continue to be an extremely warm day across Southern California, especially for this time of year, 70s and 80s. So as we take a look at the rest of your forecast, I do want to show you a couple of things. And really the big thing that we're watching is this chance of rain. So you'll see the rest of the forecast right here next to me. And I do want to tell you that we're going to continue to see warm numbers for now. High clouds starting to stream in. So we're calling it filtered sunshine really as we head into tomorrow. And then we're issuing a next weather alert for Thursday and Friday for all of Southern California as the rain continues to come in and temperatures continue to plummet. So the cooling begins tomorrow. The high clouds stream in. Rain arrives on Thursday, and then much cooler temperatures heading our way as we hit our Friday. Your futurecast right here showing you again widespread clouds in the forecast, and these are your high clouds. So we're sort of getting a little bit of filtered sunshine. It'll still be quite sunny out there. And as we take a look at your futurecast, this is Thursday morning, so you can plan accordingly. 6 a.m. we're starting to see that rain move into Ventura County. By 7 p.m. it is not only widespread, but we are looking at very heavy downpours through the basin and continuing to see that rain last through Friday morning, starting to inch out by the weekend. But even by the weekend, we are looking at maybe a chance of a leftover shower. We'll continue to watch it. Of course, we'll continue to break down this storm and this next weather alert as we move into the next couple of days. Right now, though, Juan, back to you.
Okay, Evelyn, thank you. Coming up, the seasons are changing and your mood may be as well. Signs of seasonal affective disorder and ways to overcome the symptoms. Plus, unleashing love, how your dog could help you find the one as you navigate the dating world.
And I'm Chris Hayre. Coming up in sports, both of our NFL teams in LA got the win in Week 10. For Matthew Stafford, his game has him in MVP conversation.
Millions of Americans are estimated to experience seasonal affective disorder. According to the National Institutes of Health, it's a type of depression that happens during specific seasons, often in the fall and in the winter. Many may not even know they have it. CBSLA's Mandy Gaither shows us signs of this disorder and ways to overcome the symptoms.
The leaves are falling and the days are shorter. If this darker season has you feeling down, you're not alone.
Seasonal affective disorder is really just a feature of a major mood disorder like depression.
Clinical psychologist Craig Sawchuk with Mayo Clinic says symptoms of seasonal affective disorder come and go with a change in seasons and can include feeling sad, sometimes described as feeling blah. Limbs can feel heavy, there's low energy, and a tendency to want to sleep more. There may also be carbohydrate cravings and weight gain.
When those symptoms start to become more prominent, they start to cause problems in day-to-day living, then that's when we look at a difference between just having winter blues versus actually a problem of clinical concern.
Sawchuk says focusing on lifestyle factors can help maintain a regular sleep schedule instead of being tempted to oversleep. Exercise can also help improve mood and health overall, and he says to stay connected.
Making sure that we're avoiding the avoidance and avoiding the withdrawal, making plans, being accountable with others and healthy supports can be really helpful.
Light therapy can also help. Sawchuk says using a light box for about 20 to 30 minutes when you wake up can provide symptom relief. Cognitive behavioral therapy can also help, and there's always medicine.
The medications that we typically use in the treatment of non-seasonal depression, they can actually be very helpful here as well too.
I'm Mandy Gaither.
Dr. Sawchuk says it is rare, but there's also a reverse pattern for seasonal affective disorder where the fall and winter months actually improves a person's mood and they feel a bit more depressed in the spring and summertime. Up next here at 4:30, no more black boxes. Why the FDA is now walking back its cancer warning labels on menopause, hormone therapy, and what it means for millions of women. Mike?
Hey, Juan here at the desk. Federal agents pull a gun on a woman in Orange County. Tonight we're hearing from the feds about the incident.
One brave step towards recovery.
I had to take that leap because if not, I was struggling.
The new program helping teens and young adults get the support they need to overcome addiction and turn their lives around.
To where you were before, taking on insurance companies, hospital bills, medical care, whatever you need to get back to the life you love. Jacoby and Myers, because everyone deserves justice.
Oh, hey, open your eyes, it's beautiful. No reason to be terrified. I'm scared of heights too.
What a view from up there, right? A coastal crisis averted at Pinnacle Gulch Beach. The Sonoma County Sheriff's Office responded to an injured hiker in a remote area. An aerial crew raced incoming tides and found the hiker surrounded by steep rocky terrain. Paramedics were able to stabilize the injury, then she was hoisted to a hospital for treatment. Another dramatic helicopter rescue, this one off of Highway 18. You can see the vehicle went right over the cliff, ending up just below the 4,000-foot level. Inland officers and rescue personnel from San Bernardino responded. They managed to free the driver and hoist them to safety. Now to this, CHP officers caught some suspected graffiti vandals over the weekend in South LA. They rushed to the westbound lanes of the 91 freeway just east of Main Street, where they got reports from eagle-eyed citizens about several people tagging a sound wall. They recovered several spray canisters on the spot and slapped the cuffs on the suspects, who now face felony vandalism charges. A Mexican cartel bust in Seattle this time. Border Patrol officers helped DEA agents with a warrant in the Pacific Northwest. The warrant tied to a drug and firearm trafficking operation spanning several homes. 10 people were arrested, including a Mexican national linked to the Sinaloa cartel. Agents also seized 100,000 fentanyl pills and at least 24 firearms. Overdose deaths are down in Ventura County, but they're still twice as high as they were a decade ago. CBSLA's Lauren Posen shows us how one program is helping teens and young adults get the support they need to turn their lives around.
At Nate's place in Oxnard, recovery starts with one brave step.
I had to take that leap because if not, I was struggling.
For this 17-year-old, that meant turning to a place built from loss to save lives to help. She didn't want to be identified, but hoped her story about battling mental health challenges might help someone else do the same.
In my family, therapy is not something everybody's used to or believes in.
Nate's Place is the only nonprofit in Ventura County helping young people overcome addiction and mental health struggles. Heidi Rhodes and her husband Larry started it in honor of their son, Nate.
He was our only child, and we were really close to him, and we just thought it would be kind of a way to continue Nate's legacy and continue kind of doing what he was doing.
The Rhodes say at 14, Nate became addicted to drugs. After treatment, he got clean, but in 2022, he died in a car crash. Nate's Place is inspired by his recovery, from fitness to music, equine therapy, and art. But it's working one-on-one with mentors who have also faced addiction, where Nate's Place stands out.
If we say, hey, I feel like I have a craving right now, a lot of these kids don't get in trouble for saying something along those lines. But in this group, they're allowed to talk about it.
In Ventura County, more than 200 people die each year from opioid overdoses. Addiction experts say those struggles often start young and can carry into adulthood.
Kratom and kratom derivatives pose a risk, as well as intoxicating hemp products and a whole panoply of new synthetic drugs. So young people haven't really faced this kind of environment.
That's where Nate's Place steps in, giving teens and young adults a chance to get help before addiction claims another life.
And just giving me the ability to talk. It doesn't matter who, I can talk to anybody, and that's the part I love about it.
In Oxnard, Lauren Posen, CBSLA.
The LA River near Long Beach is about to get a whole lot greener. Construction is set to begin for the 51st Street Green Belt project. It's part of a larger push to spruce up LA ahead of the 2028 Olympics. But the new parks won't just be for visitors to enjoy. Representative Nanette Barragan says the Green Belt project will bring parks and outdoor opportunities to communities that don't otherwise have access to green spaces.
When I was a kid, I didn't have a park nearby. I had to get on a bus to go play Little League and baseball. And so for me, it's investing in community. It's investing in making sure they have green open space to go to in the neighborhoods, especially those that have limited access to parks.
The finished space along the LA River in North Long Beach will feature areas for outdoor recreation, amenities for adults and children, and even green infrastructure plans to prevent toxic runoff. Well, banks are fetching new customers with a new type of ATM. They dispense biscuits instead of bucks. TD Bank has started rolling out the automated treat machines at some of its branches. They're a little lower to the ground and a lot easier to make transactions. No card or PIN number is needed. Dogs just need to stick their snouts into the bowl to make withdrawals. The bank hopes customers will invest in the idea and bring their best friends along for the bank visits.